If you fail to understand this simple but fundamental aspect about life, you are actually doing yourself a big disservice. And this is actually the concept or the principle of balance. Now, most people don't know this, but life is a place of balance. The physical reality is a total place of balance, whereby everything actually has its polar opposite. This is also the principle of polarity, whereby everything has its polar opposite. Hot, cold, up, down, night, day, masculine, feminine, so on and so forth. So when people dwell on one specific polar opposite, they are actually inconveniencing themselves. They are actually putting themselves at opposite poles with life. So when you understand that, there is this kind of balance that needs to be attained in order for you to act on your best self, or in order for you to have the best experience and become an effortless manifester, then everything changes. So with everything which you do, you need to learn this law of balance. And if you don't learn this law of balance, then your life will be imbalanced. And when you live an imbalanced life, this means that most of the time you will be experiencing pain and suffering. And that is what I do not want you to experience. So with regards to this balance, I want to talk about masculine and feminine, or let's say right and left. So even in our brains, or let's say the masculine and the feminine, let's talk about it, or the yin and yang, right? We have the yin and the yang. So the current world order has dwelled in the masculine side. This means that the current world, which is dissolving because we are entering a new world, because the veil has already broken, we are entering the new world. But the current order that is too masculine, meaning that it is left-brained. Left-brained means that we use logic over intuition. We use rationalization over hunch feelings, right? So most people, or the current world order, is more left-brained or more masculine, whereby people need logic. People need what you call rationalization. People analyze too much, whereby people don't believe some certain concepts until they see them. And this is where the biggest disservice or the biggest problem arises. Because when you operate from the point of logic or analytical thinking or rationalization, this means that you only accept that which you can see, touch, feel, taste, and smell as being existent. So if you can't see anything, it is not there. If you can't touch anything, it is non-existent. And that is where things go wrong. Because our 5 physical senses they perceive a small spectrum of what actually exists overall. Because there are some things which you can't see with your naked eye. Because, or rather, on the higher planes, we have energy, we have frequencies, we have vibrations. And these frequencies, energies, and vibrations, you can't see them with your naked eye. But that does not mean that they do not exist. So when you are too much left-brained, then you actually do yourself a big disservice, because you can't perceive the higher planes, you can't perceive the spiritual world, okay? And also, there are people who are polarized on the right side of their brain, or the feminine, okay? Now, the feminine has to do with intuition, has to do with emotions, has to do with feelings. So it's called the feminine, right? So when you are too much polarized on the feminine, and then you don't care about logic, you don't care about rationalization, you also do yourself a big disservice. And that is why you find that a lot of people who are right-brained end up becoming manipulated with religion, with beliefs, because when you are too much right-brained, you don't take in any tangible information. You just believe people's words. You just take people on their words. Yeah, you don't actually do any research. You don't do anything. You just believe people on their word. That's why a lot of women are the ones who are very, very attached to religion, to beliefs, and to cults, because they are very much right-brained. So what is required is a balance. And the reason why there is this imbalance, it's by design. It's by design. Because if there is an imbalance between the right and the left, then chaos ensues, separation ensues. People who are on the right brain will be in conflict with the left brain. That is why we have religion and spirituality at war. And the real thing is, religion and spirituality, they actually coexist. There should be no reason of debating between religion and spirituality, because not religion and science, because they're the same thing. Yeah, you just have to balance yourself, and that is what spirituality brings. It brings that state of balance whereby you incorporate intuition with logic, not logic in the absence of intuition, and not intuition with the absence of logic, logic and the absence of intuition. So when you learn to combine these two things, then you actually become a powerful creator in your own reality. You become a powerful experiencer in your own reality.